guys, it's Khaki. Welcome to Beauty Basics. Today we're actually going to be putting on makeup. Yay! And it's all about the eyes, specifically talking about eyeshadow and blending. If you haven't already seen my Eyes 101 and Colours 101 and you're not sure about, say, what your eye shape is, what colours go well with you, your own tones, etc., I would recommend you go and have a look at those videos, but if you know you're fine with that, then keep watching. I will put the links to those particular videos down in the description bar so you can go find them if you do need to. So for today I'm only going to be using 4 tools, and they are a eyeshadow brush, a crease brush, and mine is quite old, so this just shows that you don't need top of the line $80 brushes. A browbone blending brush. Now I'm just using a larger eyeshadow brush for this, but so it's a flat brush. You can use a big fluffy brush if you have one, yeah, for this tutorial I'll be using the flat brush. And a smudger brush or eyeliner brush. This will be for doing under eye work. So I was talking in my Colours 101 about the different types of sort of gradients you can have, whether you have a contrasting colour where you have two very different colours applied to your eyes and making them match together, and also gradient eyes. For this tutorial I am doing sudden contrast because I find it's probably harder to match properly than an easy gradient. And the blending part really is critical, because otherwise you'll wind up with harsh lines. So I described part of this look, and in case you haven't noticed, this is the look we're going to be doing. I described pretty well all of this look in my Colours 101 video, and basically what it is, it's a grass green on the outer 2/3 of the lid and a very, very bright green on the inner third. Then a plum red-brown basically in the crease, blended out and under the outer 2/3 of the eye. And then I've used a lighter pink mixed with a sort of a light cream colour up on the browbone area to blend in and then to highlight. Now I am not wearing any foundation at all, because I find that when I pack on my eyeshadow, I tend to make a bit of a mess, so I tend to do my eyes first and then do my foundation. So I do apologise for this. I know I do have a bit of acne, so please ignore that. That's not what I'm trying to show. And I didn't put any mascara or eyeliner on in this video. That will be covered later. So this is literally just about the eyeshadows and how to do the eyes. So yes, if you want to see how to get this look and how to get your blending right, please keep watching. Alright, so the first step that we want to do is to prime our eyes. Now I am going to be using Australis' eyeshadow primer, and basically just using the little applicator wand, put a little bit on both your lid, your upper brow, as well as under, and then under eye, and then blend it all in. This basically just gives you a base for which to get your eyeshadow to stick to. The next thing I'm going to be doing is applying a colour base. Now the first is a grass green from LA Colours called Relaxation. So that's just going on the lid where the green colour will be, so I'm blending that in. And then the next thing I'll be doing is applying a NYX Milk Jumbo Eye Pencil just to the browbone area and the upper crease. This just gives it a nice almost white base to start with, which will then make the colours really, really pop. Make sure that is blended in really well so it's almost see-through. Just gives you a nice base to start with. Using an eyeshadow brush, I'm now going to be applying the mid-tone green to the outer 2/3 of my eyelid. I'm using a BYS palette there. So just starting basically at the line of the inner third, blend on out, pat the eyeshadow into the outer 2/3 of the eyelid. Taking it up to the crease, but don't go any further than the crease itself. Next you want to get the plum colour, which will be your crease colour, and using a crease brush, applying that, starting about the same distance as where the green was, so your inner 2/3, and then blend out and then in a little bit to the inner corner of the eye along the crease. Now don't be too shocked about how harsh the dark colour will look like originally. You might think, oh my goodness, this is just way too much, but it'll all blend out later. So it is easier for the crease if you put a little bit more on than you may think, particularly if your colour is not that dark like this particular colour is. It is not, say, a matte black. Next I'm going to take my large eyebrow brush and I'm going to take a Wet n Wild colour. Now I'm using the eyelid on the Sweet as Candy, which is the pink colour, and I'm just going to blend that into the upper part of the plum colour that we applied to the crease on both sides and up further into the brow bone area. Basically I'm just trying to make sure that it's all blended in. Now I'm getting the light cream colour. This is basically my highlight colour, so it's going right up the top of the brow bone, blending in with that pink together so that it lightens the pink and lightens the plum colour so that it's not overpowering. We really want the green to be the focus in this look. The other colours are all complementary. So just really blend those through, lots of short sharp strokes. This is my BYS Metallics palette and I'm using the very bright green, using the crease brush again to apply a very bold bunch of green into the inner third of my eye. This will just make my inner eye really, really pop. So this is the highlight of my eye that will really catch people's eye, pardon the pun. Now I'm wanting to apply this colour to both my lower and upper third of my eye. Using my crease brush, I'm taking the Plum from the BYS palette again, and I'm just going to smudge it underneath the eye. I do apologise for the video, I was not paying attention to where my face was, but basically that's just smudging underneath my eye, and just to give a little bit of definition and tying the colours from upper and lower. Now using this crease brush, the smudger brush again, I'm just taking some of that really bold green and fully lining the inner third of my eye. Taking my crease brush again, I'm going to take almost a black. It still has a little bit of brown in it, but it's pretty well black, and I'm just going to darken up the crease and the outer V of my eye. The outer V is basically, I suppose, the very edge of your eyelid. And this just gives added definition, and then really blend that into the lighter colours, otherwise you'll wind up with a line, which will really not look good. So because I'm using such contrasting colours here, a little bit of force is required, particularly if you're using maybe not necessarily the highest quality in tools and in powders. And that's basically it, really. Clean off any excess. This is why I tend to do my eyes first before I put foundation on. So clean off everything, and there you go. You have one green and purple plum eye. So I hope that this tutorial has shown you a bit about how to get your blending right when using different contrasting colours. Obviously, if you're using gradient colours, it's a lot easier, but I would suggest you be less forceful with the blending, because if you do, you can lose a lot of the I suppose the different colours. Instead you just turn it all into one different unique colour, which is good if that's what you're looking for, but if you're actually wanting a gradient, I wouldn't suggest doing forceful blending. If you have any question about this tutorial, or perhaps you may want to know what different combinations of eyeshadows, if they would go together or not, feel free to comment below. Otherwise, please subscribe so you won't miss the next video. It's just the button. The next one will be a fairly short tutorial, which will be basically on eyeliners, and I will be using probably a different look than this one, but basically just how to apply your eyeliner properly. Until then.